Okay, so I have all of our pilots in with their ranks. I didn't change any of that. I ended up, so here's my math with all my scribbling. So we started with 30 SO points. I'm playing with the ECM rules, so I get 6 more. I'm doing the operational surprise for 15 more. I'm doing 2 meters wide for 6 more. And then I have 2 wild weasels, which give me 18 more. I have the F4 Kai, which is the Japanese bomber, for 6 more. Actually, it's a Phantom. That is to total up to 24 that I'm gaining. And then the Strike Eagle is minus 24, so that's why you see me cancel them out. So 30 plus 12 plus 15 is 57, if I did the math right. And then I bought 13 skills for 39, and I have 18 left over. So we are going to start the campaign with 18 SO points. If you recall, the last campaign I technically lost because I spent all my SO points on skills, which, as you can see, I could buy 6 more skills. And part of me wants to buy 6 more skills because I love the skills so much in this game. But so I have, then I drew a card that is going to force me to spend SO points and I didn't have any. So I saved it for that reason. The other reason I saved it is it does appear that there's a lot of special weapon options, and I don't have the card that prevents me from taking special weapons this time. So I may want to grab a few, depending on the mission, to help me out. There's a specific naval weapon called the Type 80 or 90. I can't remember. It is the Type 80. It's this bad boy right here. You can see I haven't even taken everything out of the punch board yet. So the Type 80, see that blue end? That means it's a naval weapon only. I don't know why the Harpoon doesn't have the blue end on it, though. I think that might be a typo from DVG. Not surprised, but it is what it is. And of course, you know, you can get possibly 3 hits with these. They're nice. The problem is the SO point cost. Like, they're nicer if I didn't have to spend SO points for them. The one thing Hornet Leader did that I really enjoyed is it gave you free SO points for weapons every day. Like, you couldn't use it for other stuff, but if you wanted to use it for weapons, you could. And I frankly like that a lot. It allowed you to dabble with the special weapons without going overboard. I'm very stingy with my SO points, as you can tell. And the other thing is that per the rules, we are starting with 2 stress on all of our pilots. And so everybody has 2 stress on them, which is problematic when some of us are noobs, and the noobs, get stressed out after 2 stress. So the 3rd stress actually causes them to become shaken. Okay, what did I choose for my skills? We'll go over it real quick and then we can get started here. Here, I'll leave the camera still and I'll bring everybody over. So first thing we have is Kusanagi. I don't know what happened to his pilot thing. Here he is. Here he is. Okay, so Kusanagi here, the Japanese Phantom. We gave him Sea Buster, which is a +2 against naval targets, which I'm going to say something. I think that a targeting pod is just superior because that's a +2 against everything. Like a +2 against naval targets. I mean, it sounds great, but if I get a targeting pod, I get the same effect. So yeah, I'm going to swap that out for a targeting pod. I thought I had one more. Looking here, I see runway breaker. Oh yeah, wait, here we go. Targeting pod expert. That also gives me a +2, but it's against all targets, not just the... What I could do is give him both the Sea Buster and targeting pod. Now that is novel. That's another 3 SO points. Sure, I'm going to do that. I mean, talk about like changing my mind as I'm explaining to you what I'm doing. We are going to start the game with 15 SO points instead of 18. So I probably should quit writing in pen because I'm probably going to change my mind again. Next up are the both of the ECMs, the EF-111s. They're both the same. I got the combat stash. Having extra cool in them is very important. So I did the same for both. I'm not going to pull them both up. Marita is the only other. So the 2 Japanese pilots have 2 skills each. Everybody else only has 1. Marita, I gave him Aggressor. He's an F-15. And then I gave him Bushido Justice. So if there's 3 bandits killed on any mission that he's on, he gets an extra experience point. Just him. And then I have 2 other F-15s. Both of them have Aggressor. Aggressor gives you +1 air-to-air. So straight up, I mean, F-15s are air-to-air only pilots. So give them the Aggressor and we're good. The 2 F-15 Strike Eagles, I'm using them as my aardvarks or my bombers, if you will. I gave both of them targeting pod experts, so they both have +2 air to ground. The Wild Weasels, I have 2 of them. I gave the Wild Weasel skill. So what that means is if they attack sites, they get a +1 bonus. Not the target, just the sites. But that's what these 2 are for. They're basically, they carry around all the AGM, anti-radar, the Shrikes. In this case, it's not AGM 88s. They can take Shrikes or possibly the 78s. So they're going to be the ones that are going to be shooting at sites. So that's why we gave them the anti-site skill. Then for the 2 F-16s, I gave both of them Guard Guy. Because the Fighting Falcons they're like the jack of all trades. They can do it all. I know that Bishop is more air-to-air oriented, but Guard Guy gives +1 air or ground. So he gets the +1 anyways. It's just as good as Aggressor, except it gives +1 to ground. And the only caveat is you can't take a special weapon, which from an air-to-air perspective, there are none to get. From an air-to-ground, that could change things, but the F-16 isn't meant to be our air-to-ground expert, if you will. Like, we would give that to the Strike Eagles. So the air-to-ground for the F-16 is they can also carry the Shrikes, and they're just as good as a Wild Weasel, to be honest. I only took the Wild Weasels because they're a poor man's version of F-16, and they gave me a bunch of SO points. So the whole reason I'm able to buy all these skills is because I took them. And then just a reminder, we have a -1 to all of our air-to-ground rolls because of this. So let's get rocking here. We have, for this right here, we have to, I have to draw until I find an improvement, because the other operational surprise is there's going to be an improvement that's going to be active at the start of the game. Our recon is 2, which means that I get to draw 2 when it's time to draw. And so we will do exactly that, but let's get the improvement in first. So our first one is a bomber airfield. Airfield defense. Here's one. It's a cargo airfield. So it's a pretty rough first target, but all targets take 1 additional hit to destroy. Overkill 15 or more, the next target has 2 fewer sites. So 5 aircraft can go in this mission. And I'm going to go ahead and put that there. And then I'm just going to shuffle these. I'm not going to put these in the discard because it's technically... now, can we draw 2 cards? Yes, we can. Do I want to draw 2 cards? No, I do not. So this is a big... looking at the keywords again. The keyword is big, so it gives us a +1 air to ground. So that cancels the -1 air to ground penalty. It's fixed, which just simply means some of the GBU bombs can hit it. The improvement is just that all targets take 1 additional hit, which includes itself. So we're going to need 15 hits to get this guy. There are sites, but no bandits on this one. Now, if you look at our campaign, we're going to draw a +1 bandit during the intel stage. And we will get to move the infrastructure by 2 if we defeat this. Not the best one. I would rather move the intel first, but infrastructure by 2 is going to be good because it reduces the amount of damage required to hit by 1. So we are going to have 1 bandit, and then of course everything else is sights. I get to bring 5 aircraft on this, and the target is number 5. So we're going to zoom in. I don't like the comic font. I know I've said it before, but it's just so hard for me to read. But the target is right here, which is in the waypoint -2 zone, and stress of 3. So it's a high stress mission. We got a lot of people already have 2 stress to start. Everybody does, in fact. And I'm just looking real quick at the standard weapon loadout, like what can I take to destroy this airfield. Obviously I can go after a Durandal, which, I mean, I could. I saved 15 SO points. But even if I don't, the Mark 20s will help against sights. I have the Maverick available, and then the old-fashioned 82, 83, 84. So I think it's a 500, 1,000, and 2,000 pound bomb. We can do AIM-9s, AIM-7s. We have to use Shrikes instead of 88s. Yeah, okay, it's pretty, I got it. So the walleyes are decent, but they're special weapons. The Durandal's excellent, but it's a special weapon. The AGM-78 is like a much improved AGM-45, but again, it's a special weapon. It also takes 2 weight points. And then of course the Harpoon and the 80 are both anti-naval targets, or munitions. Okay, so waypoint penalty of -2. So my next debate is, do I bring both of my heavy bombers against this? Well, actually, before we start, we get to see the sights. So I paid for the excursion. The cruise ship just docked into Hokkaido, Japan. So we're going to go around and see the sights. Here we go. 2. I'm just going to drop, and then we'll look in a second. 2, 2. I'm seeing some no sights, which is pretty cool. And then 2. All right, so this one first. We have a little bit of a threat. And we have a bigger one, but still a threat. These 2 in the middle, there's a no sight and a threat. This one is a nothing burger and no sight. We got another no sight over here and a no sight over there. And this one, threat. And this one's a nothing burger. Okay, so just a refresher. If the range is 0, it's a nothing burger unless you fly over it. And this one is a low only. So if you fly over it high, it's still not even a threat. Same with this one. This is a low only. So these 2 are not a threat at all. This one is a threat as you get closer, as well as these 2. This one not being a threat until we go low if we're going to drop bombs. This one, same story. So these 2 we don't need to kill right away, but we do need to kill them. These 2 are the highest threat on the field, right here. And they only have a range of 1. So we actually are very comfortable right now coming in on these. And if I were to pick, which way am I coming? Just my nomenclature. This represents all my my planes. And this means I'm flying low. This means I'm flying high. And I think we want to approach from the south over here. We want to go towards these nothing burgers. As long as I'm flying high, I can fly here or here and be without danger. The only danger are these 4. So I need like AGMs to destroy those 4. So I'm looking at the situation, and obviously the F-16s can help take care of this. And I actually think I want to bring my 2 wild weasels, because this is all about destroying sites. So that would be 2 of our 5 aircraft. We know there's going to be 1 bandit. So I could bring an F-15. I'm not sure I need to. I can bring Bishop, which can do both air and ground. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to do Bishop as our 3rd one. And then I actually have to destroy this site, and it requires 14 hits. So I'm going to bring SWAT, which is a Strike Eagle. And I could bring Kusanagi, who is our naval bomber. But you know me, I don't think we should do that. I'm going to bring both of my heavies, which the only risk I'm taking here is I'm stressing out both of them, which then makes it so whatever my target is tomorrow, if I need heavies again, I might be in a little bit of trouble. That's my only concern here. I could bring a Fighting Falcon like Stool, because he can, see the thing is he can only carry 8 weight points. These guys can carry 12. And we have a 2 weight point penalty on this as well. So with the ECM pod, that means it's a 3 weight point penalty. I mean, not penalty, but you know what I mean. So he would only be able to carry 5 weight points worth of bombs, whereas these bigger guys can carry 9 weight points worth of bombs. And I got to get 15 hits on this thing. Oh, it does say -1 stress on here. So they will get 1 less stress for doing this mission. I'm going to take just one of my ECMs along. We only have 1 bandit. The ECMs can still help with the radars on the ground. And then we'll let the other one rest and get rid of his 2 stress. The 3 F-15s, we're going to let them rest and get rid of their stress. So then the question is, do I bring both of my Strike Eagles or do I let one rest? I'm going to let one rest. We're going to take Boss or SWAT. We're going to take Boss out and we'll put Stool in. So I got both of my F-16s on this one. And that could punish me as well. Like, same reason that the F-15 Strike Eagles could be a punishment. I'm thinking, no, I'm going to leave Stool out, and we're going to bring both of the heavies. Okay, that's my lineup. And I get it. I know one of you doesn't like this system, but Tough Duty, this makes total sense to me. And I hope it does to most of you. So what I have over here is I have the ECM pods lined up, and I just line up my, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going on the mission. So I'm going to take these 3 out. So we have Rogue, which is our ECM guy. And then we have Turkey, who's a Wild Weasel. Duo, Wild Weasel. And then Bishop is our air-to-air. And then SWAT and Boss are our 2 heavies, heavy bombers. Okay? So what this is meant to represent is this is representing their loadout for the mission. And so the first thing I do is I look for special action points, which none of them have. And that is a huge drawback to not having aces. Is nobody has any special action points right now. So we're out of those. There is a fast pilot in the mix, and that is sorry, I'm just reaching for something here. So we have a fast pilot. At least I thought I did. Let me check. Yeah, so Andy is a fast pilot. Andy's not on this mission, but I got to remember that. So we do have a fast F-15 already. Okay, So getting back to regular programming here, bishop has a +2 heir to heir. So we're going to represent that with that 2. And then his heir to ground is a -2, which is not good. So we represent that like this. And it's always against the target. So that's actually a -3 if he's shooting a sight, because the target has a big keyword, which cancels out the -1 heir to ground penalty. So we don't really want bishop to worry too much about the ground, but he's still going to have to help with the ground. So he's going to carry an aim 7, and he's going to carry 2 of them. That's what that represents. The 2 next to the aim 7. That means he has 2 of them. So to the left of him is his special action points, and then his heir to ground and his heir to heir. Okay. To the right of him is he's carrying 2 of these, and he has 8 weight points, and like we said, 3 of them are gone. 1 for the ECM pod. So that means he only has 5 to bring, and if the aim 7's 2 of them, that means he only has 3 weight points left. So, as we noted, his heir to ground is not very good. I think I'm going to wait to see what we fill that out. I might just give him another aim 7. I'm not sure yet. Let's see how everybody else shakes out. Let's do the 2 heavy bombers next. So Boss and SWAT both have +0 heir to ground. They actually have +1 heir to heir. Interesting, isn't it? But then they have the targeting pod, which you're not going to see it here because it's free. There's no point putting it here, but I do have the ability to put it on their over on their pilot pod. So actually they already have one. So you can see SWAT here has his targeting pod expert, and his targeting pod is just there. And then ignore that +1 heir to ground. If he's an expert, he gets +2 heir to ground. So that's the reason why we gave him a 2. The other guy also has a 2. So they're both sporting a 2. I'm not going to worry about their heir to heir. It's not important for this mission. And then we're going to give him the biggest bomb we can, the Mark 84. And they get to carry 9 of them. So, or 9 weight points worth. So they're going to carry 3. Now I could have done the 2 weight point guy, but I think that they roll really well. So we're going to let them take 3 each. So at most, he's going to be able to do 9 damage, and he's going to be able to do 9 damage if they hit with everything. So they could do possibly 18 damage. We need 15. That means they can only miss 3 times. That's why I'm worried. And that's why I brought both the heavies, because this is 9 weight points. That's 10, and then there's a 2 weight point penalty for 12. So I need both my heavies to take this thing down. Now you could argue, hey, maybe we should get a Durandal. So the Durandal is available. It's going to cost me some SO points. 3 of them, in fact. I can get this guy here, and if I roll an 11, I will get 4 hits on the thing. And this yellow, what you see here, is airfields +5. So I'm going to be able to add +5 to that +2. I'll be able to add +7. And that means I have a 30% chance of missing. Right? Because a 4 or better, a 7 + 4 is 11, right? So as long as I roll a 4 or better, I will hit. I don't like that odds. I want the odds to be a little bit better than that. Now, had I taken the runway skill, that would have added 3 more. And then it would have been a guaranteed that this would do 4 damage. There's a runway breaker skill I could have taken for 3 SO points. So I can take one of these. I mean, it's 3 SO points just to buy 1. And yeah, I can take 3 of them, in fact, as you can see. Again, it's very cost prohibitive to be buying these weapons. So I just can't justify it. So I'm going to say no, especially with a 30% miss rate, because I need an 11. With these ones, excuse me, you can see there with a 3. A 3 is a hit. I get a +2. So even if I roll 1, I'm guaranteed 1 hit with each bomb. So this is guaranteed to do 6 hits. So I got to get 15, mind you, but it's guaranteed 6. And as long as I can get a 5, which with a +2 means a 3 or better, which is the better than the odds of the other one, I can now get 2 hits each. So that now becomes 2, 4, 6, 12 hits. For the same equivalent die roll, I'm getting more hits with the free bombs. So then we got, okay, if I roll an 8, which is actually a 6, then I can get all 3 hits in. But that's my dilemma is, I brought Bishop along here who has a -2 air to ground. And that's the... Well, hold on a second. He has guard guy, which gives him a +1 air to ground. He actually is a -1 against the target, because the target's big. So we got a -1 air to ground. So if I take 2 aim 7s, that's 5, 4, 3. I have 3 weight points. So I can bring one of these big boys and just hope for the best. Hope to get 3 hits with it. Or at least 1. So then we have Duo and Turkey. And they cannot carry any bombs. They can take an AGM-65, which is that the Maverick? I think it is. Yes, so they can bring Mavericks. That's an interesting... We have 4 sites we need to take out, though. So let's start with Duo. Duo has an air to ground of -1, which becomes a -2 because of the campaign rules, but the Wild Weasel makes it back to -1. So -1 for Duo. And then Turkey is 1 better. He's a 0. Now this is against sites. Against the target, they're the same, because the target gives them a +1, but the Wild Weasel doesn't give them any bonus. So they lose the Wild Weasel, but the target... Yeah, so this is against all targets for them. So Duo here can carry 6 weight points, has 3 of them taken away. So yeah, we're in pretty bad shape here. So he takes an AGM-45 and 2 of them, and then the other one takes an AGM-45 and 2 of those. They only have room for 1 more bomb, because they can do 3 weight points. So there's no point in taking 2. They're each going to take 3. Now you might be thinking, well, you only have to destroy 4 of them, Jeff. But yeah, I'm planning on missing a few. So then I got backups. So the 2 aim 7s is maybe a little on the overkill. But I got to get all my hits in with my big boys. This is actually going to be challenging. I'm not sure. Like, if the dice go my way, it's going to look really easy. If they don't go my way, I might lose this first mission. I don't have anything else to say. But yeah, let's get back to our mission here. And I apologize about the glare. That's always been an issue with the shiny boards here. But so we assigned our pilots, we armed them, we draw the target bound event card. Let me just shuffle a little bit. I don't remember how well I did or didn't shuffle these. And then we choose our altitude. I technically already did that. Then we're going to place the bandits, and then we'll draw the next card. So there we go. Here's our first card. If an E3 is flying, remove the E3 from the mission and inflict 1 stress. We don't have an E3 on this one. I think E3 is one of the SQAs. I don't study these that much because we never use them. Yeah, right there. That's an E3. So what does it do? It's a little lame. Just lets anybody share situational awareness. Okay, well, the good news is we don't have to worry about it. So that doesn't impact us. So then, like I said, we now determine bandits. So remember, it's just 1 bandit, and it's because the intel defense adjustment, which is this thing right here, and I got a no bandit. Excellent day. All right, so the air-to-air missiles was a little bit of overkill. Then we do over target event card. No adjustment. I don't need to keep these down here. We can just discard up here. Foxhound DR attack. There's no bandits. And then we go to turn 1. Wherever my turn counter disappeared to, here it is. And technically I have to have a flight leader. Although the flight leader doesn't do anything in this. There could be an event that affects the flight leader. It is the highest promoted person, which would be, I think they're all average. It can't be Turkey or Duo. They're both noob and green. So we'll make it, it can't be Bishop because he's green. So it's either SWAT or Boss. Well, since he's the boss, we'll make him the flight leader. Okay. And again, because nobody has any situational awareness, the flight leader doesn't really do much, but an event might affect that. So we're down here. It's turn 1. Nobody can hit us. These aren't the droids you're looking for. So these Shrike missiles have a lower range than AGM-88. They only have a range of 2. So if you look 1, 2, we can only reach here. And then there's a rule I never use, but if we're flying low, they can't shoot at us at all. It's helpful for a situation like this because, like, if they had somebody up here that can shoot 4 spaces away, we could at least be low for the first turn and then get at least 1 step closer before we have to worry about it. I do appreciate that. The AGM-88s could hit anything on the board, but we don't have AGM-88s because I guess, we had bad technology still. So anyways, we're flying high. I can't hit them. They can't hit me. Turn 1's over. And now we're going to, before we start turn 2, we're going to move in. And I'm going to move in to here. I could also move in here. It's sort of 6 or 1/2. But by being here, I can shoot the center, I can shoot the left, and if I use this east approach, I can shoot the one in the back. If I go here, I can't do that. I can only get these 3. I can't get the one in the back. So we're going to go here so we can hit everybody. Okay, so now they still can't hit us. This is the whole reason why we're coming in from this angle. But we can hit them. And this has a +0. This has a -1. This is a +0. And this one is I think a +1. Yes, +1. Yeah, and that one's a -1. So that's the hardest one to hit. So how do we want to do this? I can only hit one at a time. Next turn, I'm going to move in and be next to this one and this one. So these two are the priority. So I think we got to hit them now. So I'm going to look at my guys over here. And the one that has a +1 on it, I'm going to give to the guy with the -1. So we're going to both shoot a Shrike. 1 or 2 is the question. I think we're going to shoot just 1 each. And could be bad, but we got to do it. So let's start with the guy who has a -1 to his roll. In order for the Shrike to hit, I got to get a 5. So I got a 4, and that is a big fat miss. Because he does get a +1 because of this, which cancels his -1, which we missed. So now we're going to do the next guy, which is this one here. I rolled a 5, and that's a hit. So this one's destroyed. So we got half of them. So now we have 4 missiles left and 3 targets. And we're at the end of turn 2. I can move in some more. If I move in here or here, I am now in range to get hit. I only need to get here by turn 5. I have 1 turn to loiter. Loiter is just a fancy word for dinking around. So I'm going to dink around and start turn 3 right where I am. I'm not going to move. I'm staying out of their range, but they're in my range. So I'm going to once again shoot at these guys. I'm going to... This is getting interesting. You know what? I was able to move in to here. Here's why. I'm high. This guy can only hit low. So the only one that can hit me high is this one. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my best guy, and we're going to roll 2 dice. I'm going to shoot 2 of them because I need to destroy this. This one's a nasty one. Look at it. It hits with a... It hits on a 157. So we got to get rid of him. So I'm going to roll 2 because I need to make sure he's gone. He also gives me a -1 to my roll. This is the guy that gets a +0. And there's a 9. That 3 would have missed. So we did get him. That was the right call. But in doing so, this guy is out of missiles. Right? Now the other one still just has 1. He has 2 missiles. We're going to shoot 1 at a time. We're going to once again try to get this +1 guy. And again, I rolled a 4. So I am not doing well. Okay, so now I'm going to loiter. We're going to go to turn 4. And actually, I can loiter high over the target because these guys still can't hit me. I only have 1 missile left. I can only choose one of the 2. This one still has a +1, so I'm going to go after him. And that one finally did the job. So we killed this one. That was a 579. This one is actually worse. Probably should have gone after him, but it's too little too late. So I am going to have to take a shot from him. So we are now on turn 5. I'm going to be low for turn 5. These 2 are nothing. We can just take them off the board. They don't do anything. He, though, is a problem. So he's going to get to shoot at us before we get to go and drop our bombs. So I'm going to roll for ECM. And we rolled a 7, so we jammed him. So nothing to worry about there. And actually, this one was not a radar target, so I couldn't have shot at him anyways. I am making sure all the other ones were radar. Yeah, the other guys were. I wasn't able to target this guy anyways. Thank goodness we never shot at him. See, he's a soft target. So we couldn't radar lock him with our Shrikes. So yeah, I got to pay attention to that. Okay, so we are over target. These guys are resolved because we're on turn 5. It's either destroy the target or we go home. There's nothing else left. So I'm going to put all the bandits away. I'm going to drop whatever bombs I can. And the wild weasels do have cannons. Duo has a -1 to his air to ground, but because Duo can't hit anything. Turkey can hit on a perfect 10. So let's go ahead and roll for Turkey. I rolled a 7, so no hit for Turkey. All right, so those two guys are done. Let's get the suspense out of the way. We're gonna roll 3 dice. And these 3 dice are going to represent this bomb right here. There's 3 of them. So a 3, 5, and 8. So the magic number is we want a 6 because we get a +2 to our die roll. So we want 3 6s or better, ideally. Here we go. So this is a 9, that's a 10, and that's a 6. Couldn't have asked for a better run. Okay, so that was 9 hits total. And I can't believe I found a 9 so quickly, but here we go. We got 9 hits on that bad boy. Now we're going to do it again, but this time it's with SWAT, our next bomber. He also has 3 of them. He also has a +2. So again, 6 or better. And this is a 2, a 6, and this is a 1. So much poorer. Well, let's start with the 6. That's for sure 3 hits. So that 9 becomes a 12. I don't know why I'm doing this. I can remember the number 12, but here we go. We got 12 hits because of that. Now this 1, we add 2 to it, we get a 3. That's a hit. And then this 2, we add 2 to it, we get a 4. That's another hit. So it's just 2 more hits. So this becomes 14 hits. Which, if you count the improvement that says all targets take 1 additional hit, we're not quite there. Now, I don't understand the logic on this because it says 15 plus is overkill. How can you ever destroy this with 14 if the improvement, or does the improvement not kick in until after? I thought it was immediate. I'm looking up the improvement keyword. That was a thing, I think, in Corsair Leader. They didn't bother mentioning what improvement meant. And everybody was like, what the heck does this mean? Yeah, it takes effect immediately. So it is impossible to kill this thing with 14 hits. You know what? If I had maybe an infrastructure that gave me -1 hit, maybe that's what the deal is. All right. Well, we have one final savior with a -1 to his die roll. We have one more of these bad boys. 3, 5, 8. Only one. And we're rolling 1 die, and this is Bishop. Again, with a -1 to his die roll. I need just 1 hit. And I rolled a 10. I'm back, baby. As long as I'm not using that dang tabletop simulator to do my rolling. That is so good. Even the dramatic, zoom to the right. That's 3 more hits. So I got 15 on this bad boy because that's 14 right there. And that was very, very close. I am not kidding on this one. That one was close. And it's what happens when you don't have experienced pilots and we don't have an ace aardvark guy with a +3 air to ground. But yes, we did it. We did it. So let's do some... we got to fly home first. Let's fly home. You may spend 2 special option points to gain 1 victory point. All aircraft with Bushido replenish their counters. That would be great, except none of our guys have Bushido yet. I will spend it and get a victory point. Sure. that's one of like 3 cards in the entire deck that lets us do that. So I will take it. And it's part of the reason why I guess I made sure I had 15 SO points. So here we go. Come up here. Where's my pen? So hopefully you can see the paper all right. So this is a 15. It was an 18. We just spent, how much? 2. So we're down to 13. But we got a victory point for that. And then the target itself is 3 victory points. And then this card, 2 meters wide, because we suffer a -1, we get another victory point. So we got 5 victory points for this. And that means we have 5 for the campaign. That's a good start. This was target number 5. And it moves the infrastructure 2 to the right. So we're going to move it 1, 2. And now we need 1 less hit to destroy targets. Very, very helpful. Okay, so experience point for going on the mission. And then I forgot to write in defense of homeland. It is a 12-day mission long. All right. Who's first? Bishop. This is a 3 stress mission. The target card said -1 stress, so it becomes 2. He has a cool of 1, so it becomes 3. I'm sorry, it becomes 1, which makes it 3. So we got him there. And then, sorry, my camera is not at the best angle for you. So Bishop is right here. As you can see, he needs 3 experience points to level up. He just got 2. And he has 3 stress. He is now shaken, so he needs to sit up. And then I'm just going to real quick, Bun Bun is going to lose his 2 stress. Everybody who didn't go on a mission is going to lose their 2 stress. So Bun Bun, Andy loses 2. Marita is going to lose 2. This the bomber Kusanagi is going to lose 2, and Druid's going to lose 2. Everybody else keeps theirs. All right, next up is Duo. So this is Duo, and he has 0 cool, so he's going to gain all 3 stress. I'm sorry, he's going to gain 2 stress. Yes, 2 stress. So this 2 is going to become a 4. And he levels up. Because see here is a newbie. So he's going to go green. So he's a 0, 0, -2, -1. He's now going to be a 0, 0, 0, 0. So he's a big fat 0. All right, so Duo is going to become green with 0 experience left over. Next is Turkey. Turkey has 2 stress. It's going to take 2 more to get to 4. Turkey needs 4 experience points to level up. He's halfway there. Bon Jovi's proud of him. All right, next up is SWAT. All right, so SWAT has 1 cool. So it's going to take 1 stress, go to 3, and SWAT needs 4 experience points to level up. He's also halfway there. Then we have Boss. He has 1 cool, so he's going to go up to 3. He also needs 4. So Boss is not halfway there. because Bruce Springsteen was never in Bon Jovi. So we don't cross the streams like that. All right, next we have Rogue. And I forgot to put the pilot markers back. So let's get SWAT and Boss in. All right, so Rogue, we have 2. We're getting 2 stress, but he has 2 cool. So he gains no extra stress, which is good. And then, of course, he's going to get half of his experience points. He always liked Night Ranger instead. Okay. How are we doing on time? 50 minutes. Day 1 is done. We are at 5 victory points. How are we? We need to get to 24 before we're out of the schneid. So we're at dismal, but we got 11 more days to go. Good start. 5 times 12 is 60. We would blast the score out of the water if we keep this up. I don't think we will, but there's a lot of 2 victory point ones out there. But great start to the day. Much harder without the aces. It makes me cry a little. I want them to be a part of this. I just don't know how to make it work. The tension is so much higher without the aces. So, anyways, that's it. I think we can keep going. So let's do that. It's a work night, so I can't stay up too late. But when you're having fun, you're having fun. And with my luck, we're going to get halfway into this, and then Fulcrum Leader is going to arrive. And I definitely want to try it. Although if it's as big as this game, and I'm pretty sure it is, it's going to take me 3 days just to unpack and sort all this stuff. Anyways, stay focused. We have some stressed out guys. We have some that are not. It'd be really nice to do an air-to-air mission right now because all my F-15s are fresh. My heavy bombers are not. I could possibly do a small Navy target. I get to draw 2 cards. So let's see what we can pull up with here. Card number 1, Corvette Screen. It is a dispersed naval target. 4 aircraft can go. It's doable. I have a naval bomber that's ready to rock and roll. Where is he located? That's going to be the big thing, is how many weight point penalty am I going to get? 74 is his target. Let's see here. 74 is where? Where? Oh, it's the same spot. It's up here. So it's another 3 stress weight point penalty of 2 zone. Here's the sort of good news. We're hitting, this is 2 out of the 4 targets in that zone. So like this weight point penalty thing is going to be a moot point pretty soon. Dispersed, I think, means that we can only do 1 hit on it, right? So even if I get a plus air to ground, yeah, you can't inflict more than 1 hit on each bomb. Which, that's a problem. Because this guy needs 8 hits. So that means I have to drop 8 separate bombs. Although I am at infrastructure of -1. So that becomes 7 bombs. But I have to drop 7 separate bombs with a weight point penalty of 2. This guy is my healthy bomber with no stress. He has a weight point of 6. So with a ECM pod and a weight point penalty of 2, he can carry at most 4. 4 bombs, 1 weight point each. Having the Navy weapons doesn't help him because the whole power of those is they do multiple hits. But since this is dispersed, and then there's some sights, I have to agree to do the target before I can see what the sights would be. Can I bring one of my heavy bombers? Of course I can. Can I bring Stool? Of course I can. Like, I can bring other things. Stool has a -2 air to ground right now, though. I gotta be careful. But my heavy bomber guys, and I say heavy bombers, I mean the Strike Eagles. They have 3 stress. Neither of them are shaken at this point. But if I keep bringing them, they are going to become shaken because this is another 3 stress band. I think I'm going to draw another card. By drawing another card, I'm not saying I'm not going to do this. But obviously if that other card is a scramble, then I'm going to have to do it. But if I skip on this, it's only a 2 victory point card. So maybe I'm stressing out too much about this. I think I just got excited because it was an evil target. But it's not the right kind. Here we go. Missile boats. So this is a naval target as well, also dispersed. It's small and it's soft. But only 3 aircraft are allowed on this. And you can see there's a bandit and a sight, just one of each. 1 bandit, 1 sight. It's also 2 victory points, but 1 less plane is allowed to go on the mission. Now, where's it located, though? That might be the difference maker. 70. Oh, here, I'm going to let you look as well, because I can't. Where's 70? I see 71, 72, 77, 79, 73, 76, 78. I'm going to move this out of the way. I don't see 70 anywhere. What's going on? All right, I just looked at the entire home zone. There's nothing. Now I'm looking at the weight point -1. 76, 78, 26, 45, 39, 48, 77, 80, 79, 46, 73, 71, 7, 74, 5, 26 and 8. I'm sorry, 16 and 8. There is no 70. Anywhere on here. There's no 70. They said that I'm supposed to bring 66 to 76. Oh no. Are all the numbers messed up too? They are, because look. It says 80, 81. There is no 80 and 81. See, 80 and 81, 71 to 81 got scratched and it became 66 to 76. Oh no, that means everything's out of whack. So here's what this means. 71 is actually 66 and 81 is actually 76. You see what I mean? So if I had target 74, that's actually 79 on the board. 79 is right there. So that target is 1 weight point penalty closer. It's not this 74 up here. It's actually 79. Because we have to do some mental math here with these target numbers. And so 70 is 4 more than 66, so 70 would actually be 75, which is this one, with no weight point penalty. Oh boy, this is okay, so the small keyword gives us -1 to my attack roll. They're both soft. They're both naval. The missile boats only require 5 hits, but they're dispersed. The weight point penalty thing, though, does make it better. So this one only has a weight point penalty of 1 instead of 2. This one has 0 weight point penalty. So I can actually hit this with just my naval bomber and destroy it, assuming I hit with all my bombs. This one, I need 8 hits on it, and I'm only going to be able to bring in 4 bombs worth, so I need help with this one. I do get 1 extra plane, though. This one comes with a bandit and a sight. This one does not. It's only sights. This one has a -1 to my rolls, which isn't helpful because I'm not promoted yet on most of my guys. This one is just, I can only hit once with each bomb. This one, though, is soft, which means I can use MK20s. MK20s get a plus something. Where's the MK20? Here it is. I get a +5 to my die roll against soft targets. So even though this is a -1, that's a +5. I can drop. They're only 1 weight point each, so I can drop a whole bunch of those. I got to get an 8 though to hit. So even with a plus, 4 overall, it's not guaranteed. But if I drop the 1 weight point guys, that would be the Mark 82. See, I need a 7 with that one, and I don't get a +5 bonus. This one moves a better dial than that one. Also, because of my intel adjustment, I'm going to get +1 bandit, no matter what. Oh, I don't like either of these. 3 aircraft on this is tight. Especially if I have bandits and sights. What to do? It's only a 2 stress mission if I do this. This is a 1 stress mission. Okay. Let's push this out of the way. I'm going to do the missile boats. I think that's the one that makes the most sense. Because it's soft target, so I can load up with these Mark 20s. It gives me a +5 to my die roll. I can bring my Kusanagi, which is my naval bomber, and it's a 0 weight point penalty. So even with an ECM pod, I can load up with 5 of those. Drop all 5. I only need to hit 4 times. So I'm gonna sort of try to do that here. So I have Kusanagi, I have this here, and I'm gonna carry 5 of those. Now those have to be dropped over the target low. So those are, I gotta get over the target to do those. I only can bring 2 more planes. I will bring Druid for ECM jamming. And then I do get to pull the sight. So let's do that. One sight is this guy. He has a -1 to hit. And he's going to go in the middle. All right, but he has radar, so I could try to get him with a radar. Stool didn't go on that last mission, did he? No. So Stool has no stress. Stool has a horrible air-to-ground roll. gonna get 2 bandits. Sorry, I'm just lost in thought on this. Do I bring an F-15? F-15 can only shoot at the bandits and nothing else. It makes them less helpful. If I bring an F-16, I can go after air units and help with the ground. Which means I have to bring Stool. Stool has a +2 air-to-air. +3, actually. So his air-to-air is excellent right now. Bishop would have been helpful too, but he's stressed out. The F-15s, like I said, could help. Because there is going to be at least 2 bandits on this one. But we need to take out this, which means I need a Shrike. And only Stool can do Shrikes. Stool has 8 weight points. This is a 0 weight point penalty area. So even if Stool takes an aim 7, he could take 4 of them, right? And then he still has 3 left over. So he could take a Shrike and 3 of those. So he's going to look like that. The problem is I need him to shoot bandits and shoot the ground. He can't do everything at once. I still have room for 1 more plane, so I could try to bring one of my heavy bombers to make sure I don't miss. The F-15s actually are not helpful because I need to bomb, like I said. My only other F-16 is shaken, and then I'm looking at my two wild weasels. They're shaken as well. So that's the problem. We spent all of our bombers on that last mission. I mean, if I do bring an F-15, I can have him focus on the bandits and then turn Stool into focusing on ground, even though he gets a -2 to his air to ground. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to bring Bun Bun. So Bun Bun's going to have the aim 7s, however many, 7 of them? My goodness, that's a lot. But yeah, Bun Bun can bring 7. There's nothing else Bun Bun can carry, just aim 7s, aim 9s, aim high, Air Force, right? So we're going to still bring 3 Shrikes, and then, actually, we're going to bring 4 Shrikes. Do I really need 4? Stool can bring 7 weight points of stuff too. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we're going to do the Mark 20 if I can find them. What is it? I need 2. There. That's my loadout. So where we're going to come in from, it almost doesn't matter because he's in the middle. So we'll just go right here. But we got some things we got to do first. We're going to draw the target bound event card. So draw 2 bandits for each approach area. Oh my goodness. My goodness. My goodness. Here we go. That was the worst one. There's 2, 2, 2, and 2. Okay, and then we place aircraft, choose altitude. I still get to place my aircraft, so I get to see this first. And we haven't drawn the bandits yet, but these ones are different stories. So there's a no bandit. That's out. So we got the nastiest of nasty, SU-27. there. Then we have a MiG-21, which is not allowed in this mission. So I'm taking that out, and I'm replacing it with a Yak-38. And then this one is a Yak-28. Oh, it's an electronic warfare one. Very interesting, but I can't use it because it's not one of the allowed ones. So that's being replaced with a Yak-38. This one's nasty though. Over here, we have a No Bandit and a MiG-29S, which I'm assuming is allowed because it says MiG-29. This is a nasty one. And then over here we have an Su-27 and a MiG-21, which is going to be replaced with a Yak-38. All right. I know it's probably hard to see through the camera, but all range 1 planes, except that guy's a range 4, and the one in the back is a range 3. So that's the dilemma. So I am actually going to fly in from the north. So if I start here, I'm within 2 of both of these. So I have both of them in my range. So I can try to take them out. The problem is only one of my guys has aim 7s, and we have 0 special action points amongst all of us because we're not starting with any aces. So I'm still going to have to take the shots first. And we haven't even drawn the real bandits yet. This is just a stupid event. Okay, now we determine and place bandits, and that's only one in the center. And then we do intel air defense, which is another one. So we're going to, we just drew a MiG-21, which goes in the center. And next up is, oh, I'm sorry, MiG-23s are the only ones we keep. So that's another Yak-38. And then we just did an Su-27, another range 4. Man, oh man. I am not liking this mission. Next, we draw over target event card. Move any one site or bandit to any approach area. I guess we can move this to here. Not that it does us any good. I can still only shoot one. Wow. We're in a lot of trouble. The good news is none of them are doing Foxhound ER attack. And we start with turn 1. Wow. Okay. They're going first. I don't have any fast pilots. I don't have any situational awareness. So there is one pilot in this game that has situational awareness. He's the F-15, which I didn't assign to this mission. I also have a fast pilot, which I didn't assign to this mission. I just thought this was going to be an easy one for Bun Bun. You know, just 2 bandits. He can take care of it. Holy buckets. Okay, so only 3 of them can shoot at us. I say only 3 lately. Let's roll. So I like to do red, green, blue. And let's rearrange these so they're top to bottom. So red, green, blue. So all 3 of them got jammed. That was a good roll. So our dice are hot today. Okay, I have 7 missiles, and I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm counting 8 bandits. So I cannot destroy them all. The Yak 38s are real easy kills. They're not they're not that much of a threat, so I probably need to just leave those to fester. I definitely want to kill these ones that are shooting at me up here. This particular one hits me on a 1. So I definitely want to go after him, and I can't afford to shoot more than one missile at a time. So I'm going to shoot just one missile after this guy, try to take him out. I need a 6 to hit. Bun Bun has a +3. And I rolled a 10. So we got, this guy is gone, and I just got to make sure I'm not mixing the Yak 38s with the other stuff, because the Yak 38s don't have sights on the other side, so I got to be very careful. I need to be able to shoot more than one, and there's nothing for me here. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of the turn. So we're going to go ahead and fly in one space. And then all these guys with one range are moving in for the kill, right? So we are in range of everybody now. What I could have done, because I'm allowed to loiter for one turn. You know what? I will do that. I will loiter for another turn back there. So we're going to go to turn 2. We didn't move in at all. And yes, they moved towards me, but it doesn't help them to get in range. Not yet. So I got to survive 2 attacks. So we're going to do red and green. And I survived red, but not green. So green is this guy. He hits with a 258. And he's going to target. And I just do 1, 2, 3, 4 down this way. I don't have a 5. Number 2 is Stool. My guy with the Shrike. I should have given Stool... well, hold on. I gave him 4 AGM 45s. He gets to carry 8 weight points. Oh, gosh. Stool has aim 7s. I never finished loading him out. Oh no, I gave him the Mark 20s. Right here, there's 2 of them. That's what I did. I just put it on the wrong guy. Oh, wrong move, Jeff, wrong move. I was so worried about destroying the target. Okay, so they're going after Stool. I can evade, or I can use Druid to do some jamming. I think I'm going to save Druid because whenever I'm getting attacked by all these planes, I need Druid. So we're going to just evade with Stool. So Stool's going to take 1 stress. I don't like it though because this guy hits on a 2 and a 5. And I rolled a 4. So that just means he takes another stress, which is good. A 5 would have been miserable. So we got lucky. All right, we get to shoot again. So again, I'm going to drop this down to a 5, shoot another missile, and I'm going to shoot it at the guy who just shot at us. And I rolled a 9, and boom. We got another nasty one gone. But we do have to move in this time. And now everybody's in range, except for the sight. The sight's not in range. Okay, again, we're not fast, so we got to now deal with all these guys. So I'm going to do a similar thing. Red, green, blue, like over and then down. So let's start with the top half. So the blue is shooting. That's this guy. So I'm just going to move him up. And then for these ones... red is shooting, so that's this guy. So I got 2 of them shooting at me. That's not too bad. They both hit, though, really hard. The first one is targeting Stool. The second one is targeting Druid himself. Okay. So Druid can do an enhance. It costs him 4 stress. And he gives a -1 to everybody. Yeah, he's going to do it. So we're going to spend 4 stress. And now everybody gets a -1. So Stool is going to take a stress. Go to 3. To do his evade. And then Druid will take another stress and go to 5. And he's now shaken to do his, well, yeah, his evade. So let's do Stool first. Stool was being shot at by the top guy. That's a 10 and that's a 7. That 7 would have caused Stool to be damaged, but it gets reduced to a 6, which prevents it. So the stress was the right call. Stool is up to 4 stress because he does at least take a stress. And now we go to Druid. Now Druid gets a -2, and that's a 1 right there. So Druid gets nothing done to him. Okay, so now we get to shoot. So this, they're all bad, but this one is extra bad. And the other ones, though, are easier to hit. So it's like, you know, do I go after the easier to hit, or do I go after the one that's bad? I'm going to go after the bad one. No, I'm going to go after the easier to hit. Because maybe we'll get lucky and ECM jam him. So I'm going to go after this guy in the back. So I rolled a 6. I would have killed this guy, but we're going to kill this one. And this is a SU-22, also a nasty one. He's now out. So down to 4 missiles. The problem is I can only shoot 1 at a time, right? And then we're going to, I'm going to launch all 4 of these AGM-88s. And we're shooting at this guy, which gets a +1 to her die roll. Now remember, I need a 5. And Stool gets a -2 to his die roll. So we got an 8 here, which, if you look, I rolled a 5, 5, 4, and 8. Those 5, 5s, and 4s all miss. So we do destroy this, which is helpful. So we got another attacker out of the way. And now we're going to move forward into this space. And remember, my aim 7s can't hit these two. But I have to do it. And we're going to go to turn 3. Because we've got to get to the target. And actually, we loitered. So we should be turn 4. Because turn 5 is over the target. So we're on turn 4. And again, they all get to attack. So we're going to do red, green, blue, just like before. Except this one only has a red, green. And they both get to attack. And then red, green, blue. We jammed all 3 of these. So these 2 get to attack. They're both nasty. Druid is currently at 5 stress. This is the last chance Druid has to interfere. Whatever he does, spoof or enhance, is going to, he's going to be so stressed he can't do anything else. So next turn, we're going to be on our own, if I help with this. And I am going to spoof this one. So let's see who he's targeting. He's targeting Druid. So they're both targeting Druid. So Druid's going to spoof and go to 9. 9 stress. Wow. Okay, so that's something. All right, so Druid's at 9 stress. And he spoofed the first guy. So the second guy is shooting at him as well, but he spoofed the first guy. So first guy is going to roll 1 die and subtract 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. And that's good. Oh no, Druid gets a -1 to anybody attacking him. So that's a miss. And then the Yak 38 is going to attack Druid, who will take a stress to evade. And JB did ask me, can you do that when you're considered unfit? And the answer is yes. Unfit means you can't attack or do any more activities. But you are allowed to evade. So we're going to evade with this last guy. And I rolled an 8 and a 5. Remember, Druid gets to always do a -1 if it's him. So that 5 becomes a 4. It is still a stress, though. He gets another stress. He's up to 11. And then it's our turn. So we're going to go shoot a missile. We're down to 3. I can't shoot at these 2, but I can shoot at any of these 3. They're all the same. So that 4 would normally be a miss, but we do get a +3 to our roll, and this is +2, and this is one of those Yak 38s. So we're going to discard that separately. Make sure we don't get these mixed up. That's going to be the biggest problem with this. Definitely don't want to mix those. All right, so we got one of them gone, and then we're going to move to here and fly low over the target. We're on turn 5. We have 4 guys attacking us, and again, the red, green, blue thing, but it's just going to be red and green. So we avoided green, but red is going to shoot, and then these 2 are both getting an attack. We are in so much trouble. So let's start with the this guy who hits hard. He's shooting at Stool. Stool will take his 1 stress to evade. Stool is not shaken yet, but will soon be. And we rolled a 6 and a 5. The 5 is a damage. So Stool is damaged and loses his bombs. Boy, it would have been nice if he had those aim 7s instead. I had no idea I was going to draw so many bandits on a mission like this. And so Stool's damaged. Next up, though, we have these 2 guys. So the top one here is targeting Bun Bun, who will take a stress. That's his first one, or her first one. And I got a 4. So that's a stress. Next. Next target. 5. 1. That's Bun Bun again. Going to 3 stress. 1 more, and well, he can do 2 more. And he's shaken. Roll. That's a 7 and a 9. That's horrible. Actually, 7's fine. It's still just a stress. So that becomes a 4. Okay. I'm stressed. And I'm just rolling dice. Okay, let's drop our bombs. We have 5 of them here. This guy gets a +4 because of his skills. Oh no, missile boat, yeah, this is naval. He gets a +4 from his skills. And then he has a +2 air to ground. There's a -1 because it's small. So that becomes a +5, right? And then it's a -1 from the campaign, which makes it a +4. But since these are soft, he gets to add +5 more. So he actually gets a +9 to all of his rolls, which is important because he needs, well, actually, no, it's not important. Well, it is. See, he just needs an 8 to hit. He needs an 11 to get a second hit. But remember, this is a dispersed target, so there is no second hit. So we don't have to roll, is what I'm trying to say. All we had to do was just survive and get there. And we do 5 hits on this thing, which is more than enough to destroy it. And then that was very, very brutal. Let's not do that again. And Druid is stressed to the max. Let's go home. Roll 1 attack against random aircraft. Roll 1 less attack for each air-to-ground counter expended. I have none left. So I'm going to have to roll for a random aircraft, which is Druid. And I rolled a 1, which becomes stress +2. So Druid is, you got 2 more stress even. Druid is at 13 stress. That was not Druid's day. But we do destroy the target. It is target number 3. We're going to get 2 victory points, and the recon moves by 1. I do remember the other one was a better... It was better for... because I would have been able to move these ones. But we moved that by 1. If I would have gotten those same events with the other one, we would have been in big trouble. I mean, I guess I do get to bring 1 extra plane, but it still would have been hard. Okay, so let's get out our sheet. This was target number 3. It was, we started the day with 13 SO points. We spent none. We still have 13. We destroyed the target. We got 3 victory points. So we're at 8 for the campaign. And going through for our stress. Our stress is just a 1. It was in the lowest band. So it's a 1 stress band. Bun Bun, though, as you can see here, has 4 stress. But 1 cool, so it doesn't gain any more. And then Bun Bun's going to get 2 experience points. And Bun Bun likes Bon Jovi, halfway there. All right, next up is Stool. Stool, this is the second mission for Stool is cool. Has 1 stress, so it doesn't get any more. Up to 5. Stool, oh no, this is the first mission for Stool. Here we go. So 2, he was always a Poison fan, so he will not quote it. Then Kusanagi needs 8 experience points. Had 0 stress, gains 1 for the mission, and gets 2 experience. So, actually, look at that. He has 1 SA. Oh my gosh, we could have shot first. I forgot, he has an SA. He was on the mission. Oh my goodness. We could have shot another one of those bandits out of the sky. I don't feel so bad now, but I don't know how to retcon that. There is no retconning it. We got damaged, but that at the end of the day didn't hurt us at all. So maybe Druid could have taken a lot less stress. That's the only thing. Druid has 3 cool. So we gained 1 from the mission, so he gets to take away 2. So we can, turn this 3 into a 1. Still at 11 stress. But Druid's going to get 2. And Druid was always a GNR fan anyways. And Def Leppard. Druid wants to pour some sugar on him. Okay. That was not a fun mission. Not a fun one at all. Very tense. We could have it could have gone south fast, but at the same time, it could have been better too. Like, the events just did not help us in that one. I don't, I recorded like 3 introductions to this campaign, and every time I would go in this big tangent about the history of leader games. And in one of them, I don't know if it's the one I actually uploaded, I talked about how I don't like Gato Leader, the submarine game for the US, because the event deck is so brutal. And there's no mitigation. Like, you draw an event and it just says you die. Like, your sub sinks. And it's completely destroyed. Like, it's not just damaged. And I think you have to do a die roll, but you don't have any control over it, or like I just hated that in the game. And it's not just one event; it was many events like that. Like by the time you actually get to the mission, you're completely beat up and everybody's got stress and shaken. It just like having the event cause so much havoc to your crew. It just made it less fun because I'm not actually doing anything. I'm just drawing a card and having things happen to me. The Hornet Leader event deck, and even like Corsair Leader's event deck was good. Almost all the other event decks have been very good. And all I'm trying to say is this one is as well. Like as much as I hated those events that we just got, there's some really good events in there as well. It just, you get the good and the bad. And this time we got two bad ones. Well, one bad and one mediocre one. Even the way home, it wasn't even a good one. But I do like this event deck. It's got the right balance. They did a good job with that. So where are we at here? We're hour and 38, I should call it. And it is a work night. So 2 days in, we're at 8 victory points. Long way to go. Lots of stressed out people. One thing before we go, I just realized we do lose stress for the ones that didn't go on the mission. And let me get this sheet out of the way. So those two lose stress. Bishop is going to lose all 3 of his stress. Duo is going to lose 2. And this guy is going to lose 2. I'm just looking in my hand to see if I have anybody. Here we go. So they're both down to 2. And it's going to be a while before Druid's back, although I'm glad he has... well, Druid does not have 3 cool. Druid only has 2 cool right now. So I'm going to give 1 stress back to Druid. And Rogue loses all of his cool. So we have a lot of fresh people for the next mission. Just need the right target for tomorrow. So anyways, thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.